Hi, I'm Elizabeth Bell, and I'm bringing Antigua Guatemala to life for you. When I moved here 54 years ago in 1969, we knew very little about the city. We thought everything was built by Spanish architects. Well, yes, they were Spanish subjects, but we have the fountain built by Diego de Porres, who was born here and had never been to Spain. What he did is bring in Italian Renaissance architectural books through the trade route. So the sirens, the mermaids, go back to Homer's Odyssey, to the Greeks, they jump over to Italy, then Spain, and end up here, and everybody here loves mermaids. So indeed, everything is a second structure on site, so that means they had a fountain over there in the 1600s, demolished on purpose to build this fancy one in 1738. And with that, it was renovated a couple times, included, well, when they tore it down to build a kiosco, so people could promenade around the square, then it was recreated in the 20th century. So indeed, the heads are kind of 1950s, if you like. I think they look a little Hollywood-like, but indeed, we love our fountain. This building, built in 1743 by a Guatemalan architect, Diego de Porres, who had never been to Spain. We're going to be focusing on his history as we go along, as he was the most important architect in colonial times. Built in 1743, these walls are 4 feet thick, solid brick, stone, and mortar. And indeed, this is what we call earthquake architecture. More importantly, you can imagine that the city officials have been at this location for centuries, making the decisions for us. We are so honored today to have the presence of our mayor, Victor Hugo del Pozo, with us. Not only is he very active, the most active mayor I've seen in the 54 years I've lived here, but also he's in charge of the conservation as president of the National Council for the Protection of Antigua. His job as mayor is in charge of streets and water, but he's extended that so much into schools, music classes, chef classes, the list goes on, including Wi-Fi, and all of the parts with the kids absolutely love. So I'm going to ask him for a few words in Spanish and thanking him very much.
Thank you. Para mí es un gusto estar aquí con Elizabeth, a quien conozco desde hace muchísimo tiempo también. Sé que nació en Estados Unidos, pero tiene su corazón también en Antigua Guatemala. De hecho, decidió quedar a vivirse acá. Y su contribución para la conservación de esta ciudad, para que esta ciudad sea conocida a nivel internacional, es algo que siempre vamos a agradecer desde el ayuntamiento y desde lo personal. Yo quiero aprovechar para invitarlos a que conozcan esta ciudad Patrimonio Cultural de la Humanidad. Y estoy seguro que cuando vengan les va a impresionar nuestras montañas, nuestros volcanes y esta arquitectura colonial única a nivel mundial. Recuérdense que Antigua Guatemala es Patrimonio Cultural de la Humanidad. Y cuando caminen por estas calles empedradas, los invito a que tomen un tiempo y puedan sentir lo que nuestros ancestros sintieron al caminar, al diseñar y al construir esta ciudad que hoy heredamos. Trabajamos para hacerla grande cada vez más, para que nuestros vecinos estén seguros y también los visitantes, cuando vengan, puedan encontrar ese calor humano que nos caracteriza a todos los antigüeños. Espero encontrarlos por alguna de las calles y tener la oportunidad de saludarlos. Dios los bendiga y los veo por acá.
Gracias, señor alcalde.
A la orden.
Part of Antigua's beauty is that it's surrounded by volcanoes with Volcano Fuego. Behind me here, it's active. Acatenango, which is not active, but is 13,000 feet tall. And of course, Volcano Agua due south, and we are at 5,000 feet. With the view up here, we have a great view of the highlands, and I can imagine the conquerors coming in, Pedro de Alvarado with his group, establishing the first capital up at Isinche in 1524. Then they moved along to the slopes of the Volcano Agua. As you may know, that flooded in 1541, and then they decided to move here. So it was where we're standing where they held their first city council meeting on March 10th of 1543. It's one of the oldest cities in the Spanish New World.